All right. Today we are attacking question number 3. Hey everybody, I'm Aaron from Speaking 26, where I show pharmacists and physical therapists how to get their 26 on TOEFL Speaking by showing how I got 30 on TOEFL Speaking. And today we are attacking question number 3 with Sebastian. Sebastian, can you introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Sebastian. I'm from Chile. I'm currently living in the United States. I'm trying to translate my degree, which is a physical therapy degree in the United States. And in order to do that, I need to reach 26 in the speaking section for the TOEFL. And Aaron has been helping me with that. I have noticed a big improvement in this process, and it has been a very exciting process, and I have been enjoying a lot. So that's what we have been doing so far, and good to be excited to be working with you.
Nice. I'm excited also. I've been hearing the progress, and we're going to continue to make more progress so that we get that 26 on TOEFL Speaking. Okay, so in our Facebook group, the question that's leading the poll right now of which speaking question is the most challenging is question number 3, and I agree. This one is also the most challenging for me. So today we're going to attack it. We're going to continue to practice and improve on question number 3. Okay, so Sebastian has the question, and let's start. Sebastian, let's start 30 seconds to prepare. All right, you have 30 seconds to prepare. You may begin preparing now. Time. And if you want to start a 1-minute timer on your phone, you can hit start when you're ready, and I'll start mine at the same time.
Okay, I'm gonna start now. The use of plastic bags has been tremendously harmful for our environment. The professor explained that in places like Ireland and South Africa, they have been adding taxes and extra fees in the use of plastic bags, encouraging people to bring their own bags to the store and reduce the use of plastic bags. Moreover, in other places like San Francisco, California, this decision hasn't been enough. So they are allowing people to use recyclable paper bags in order to reduce the use of plastic bag and help with our environment. However, these two decisions hasn't been enough, and it hasn't been very helpful to protect our environment. In other places and stores and pharmacies, they are allowing people to only use reusable bags like cloth bags as a biodegradable technology to reduce the use of plastic bag and help with these environmental issues. These are the decisions that some group of people have taken to protect our environment.
All right, nice. My timer stopped there. I'm not sure exactly when 60 seconds was up, but that's okay because I wanted to hear your full answer.
I think I got 1 minute 25, and
okay.
I think I talked a little more because I wasn't looking at the timer, so I thought I was kind of short in the time.
Okay, that's okay. I was glad to hear your full answer. I heard you, the best part of your answer is several times I heard you connect to the reading by using the words in environment, excuse me, environment or environmental. 3 or 4 times you went back and connected to the reading. So good, you're integrating your answer, the reading with the audio, with the lecture. Okay, so Sebastian, how do you feel about your answer? What do you like about your answer? What do you want to remember to continue to do, or what do you want to remember to improve on?
I think in the first two group of people, I think I was very strong in explaining why and explaining the decisions they took to protect the environment.
Mhm.
But I think the third reason I gave in the third group, I felt a little weak.
Okay.
I think I should have given a little more information.
So the third group, what was your third group? Was that
The group that use reusable cloth bags.
okay? Is that the people that want to go even further to protect the environment?
Yeah,
Okay.
the
Okay.
stores and pharmacies.
Okay. How can I help you the most with that part, with what you just said? Do you want to give your answer again right now? Or maybe would you like to hear my answer? Or would you like us to talk about that part you just said?
Well, I would like to hear your answer to compare and see what I can add.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so I'll give my speaking answer to this question number 3. And while I'm giving it, when I want you to listen to, when I'm finished, I'm going to ask you, Sebastian, is there one thing from my answer that's helpful to your answer? And so I want you to listen, focus on one thing that will help you improve.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I have 30 seconds to prepare. I may begin preparing now. The reading talks about how plastic bags are harmful to the environment. The bags are so harmful to the environment that some countries have begun charging customers a small fee to use plastic bags. Furthermore, some stores are strongly encouraging people to use paper bags. And for some people, these measures are not enough. They want to go further and force people to use time. Okay, I now have 60 seconds to give my answer. I may begin speaking now. The reading talks about how plastic bags that are given in stores are harmful to the environment. Because these bags are so harmful, some countries have began charging people a small fee in order to get these plastic bags because they want to reduce the amount of plastic bags that are out there. They want to protect the environment. Furthermore, some stores have began to strongly encourage people to use paper bags because paper bags are easier to recycle. They are better for our environment. However, for some people, this switch from plastic to paper bags is still not enough. They are so determined to protect our environment that they are strongly encouraging stores and their local governments to force people to use canvas and cloth bags because these bags are much more durable and much more biodegradable. Time.
Right on time, 59.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Sebastian, is there one thing from my answer that helps your answer?
Yeah, I think you were able to explain it like really simple and provide like the enough information to understand the the what this group of people were doing to help with the environmental issue.
Okay, I explained it simply and I provided enough information to explain what the people were doing to protect the environment. Does one of my sentences stick out to you? Do you remember one sentence where I did really well on this or something that helps you the most?
Yeah, when in the third group you said I don't remember exactly, but you said something like the use of charging an extra fee and recyclable paper bags were not enough to help this environmental issue. And then you went to the third reason, which explained
Good,
it really good.
good. Okay, so I heard you say on that part, that was that was further into my answer. When we go back and watch the video to learn and improve from our answers, that was around the 35-second mark of my answer. So at that point, I had already talked about the first example in the professor's lecture. And now I need to talk about the second or third example. So the way that I transition, the way that I switch to talking about a different example is by highlighting that, that first example is not enough for some people. They want to go even further to, now I'm going to use the words from the question and words from the reading. They want to go even further to protect our environment from harmful bags by forcing people to use canvas and cloth bags, because those bags are more durable and more biodegradable.
Yeah.
So when we go back on that and learn and improve from our speaking answers, Sebastian, let's focus on the transitions. How did I transition from talking about the first example to the second? By using the words from the reading and the words from the question, such as environment or environmental.
Well, actually, while you were speaking, I don't know. I feel like I'm very structured to say, to give all the reasons. I think when I heard your answer, it seems to me that you have a lot of freedom to speak and to use a lot of vocabulary and words to explain it. And I'm too structured to provide all those reasons.
Okay, let's talk about that. You said when you listen to my answer, it feels like I have a lot of freedom to use different vocabulary to give a good explanation in my answer.
Yeah, for example, in the first group of people, I remember I said something like countries like Ireland and South Africa, they add an extra fee in
I
order
remember
to
that.
in order to reduce the use of plastic bags, and that encourage people to bring their own bags to the store. And but I think you provided more information, like simple information, simple words,
Yes.
to explain that, and that's what I feel like very limited.
Okay. Let me ask you. Okay, so how can I have two questions for you? The first question is, how can you not be so limited? How can you have more freedom to use different vocabulary?
Well, I think I'm still afraid to talk too much sometimes, because I feel like if I talk much, maybe at some point I won't be able to find the word I need to keep speaking.
Okay, I'm really glad you said that. What do you mean? You're afraid if you talk too much? Do you mean you're gonna run out of things to say, look down at the clock, and there's still 15 seconds left, or do you mean something else?
No, I mean words. For
Okay,
example,
if you start saying a sentence if you start saying a sentence like the ones I like, where I have freedom and I'm using vocabulary, maybe you will not know how to finish that sentence.
right.
Okay, when we watch the video, remember this part here, what you just said and what I'm about to say. You have to do that. You have to start doing that. It's called going out on a limb. You have to start doing that in your speaking answers, because you're right. There will be times when you're in the middle of a sentence and you don't know how to finish it. But then the next day, you're going to do the same thing and you're going to go further in that sentence. And then the next week, you're going to be finishing that darn sentence exactly the way that you want to, with the freedom to use different vocabulary. The only way to improve on that, Sebastian, is to try and to make the mistakes. And then you come back the next day and you improve on that. And your mistakes are less and smaller. And then you come back the next week and now you're saying sentences exactly the way that you want to be.
Yeah, well, actually, that makes sense, because that's why I think some reasons are stronger than others. Because, for example, the third one, I was like, well, I don't know really how to explain this. There are a lot of words that I don't know how to say it, so I'll be very like simple to explain this reason, So
Okay.
I was very
Eh,
like, I didn't,
You were
I didn't
very
go too
safe.
far.
You were very conservative in your
Right.
answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about that? Do you like my advice? Or maybe it's okay if maybe you don't like my advice. I want to know honestly, what do you think about what we just talked about?
No, I think you're right, because if I go ahead and I go out of that comfortable zone,
Yes.
that will push me to encourage me to look for those words, or to use some words that I never used before. So I think I think you're right. I mean, um, I need to go further with my explanation, and try to use
Yes.
other sentences.
I like what you just said. Go out of your comfort zone, because that's when you will improve your TOEFL speaking answers. So right now we're talking about the most important way of doing this, which is when we practice our TOEFL speaking answers. The expression is going out on a limb, like a tree branch, going out on a limb. If you go too far, that limb, that branch is going to break. But
Mhm.
that's the only way where we can see how far we can go, how much freedom you can use in your speaking answers. And that's the only way that we can, okay, this is as far as I can go today. I didn't know how to finish that sentence, but tomorrow you will go far further in your speaking answers. Do you remember how I suggest to you, I suggest to everybody, one way that you can immediately improve your speaking is when people ask you every day, hey, Sebastian, how are you? You are no longer allowed to just say, good, how are you? That's what everybody wants to say. It's like really what it's like it's saying, good, I don't want to talk right now, or good, leave me alone, let me focus on my work.
Yeah.
But what I've started to do is I force myself to say at least one sentence. Why, Aaron, why are you talking about this? I'm talking about TOEFL speaking question number 3. I'm talking about this because it's related to TOEFL speaking. I don't know what sentence I'm going to say when somebody asks me, hey, Aaron, how are you? But I know that I have to say at least one sentence. So I force myself to go out on a limb. I'm okay. I didn't sleep well last night, but today's going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to going out and doing a little bit of shopping later. I've noticed the improvements in myself. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know that I'm forcing my speaking to be sharper. I do have to say at least one sentence, so it has become easier to think of what to say. Start doing that in your day-to-day life, Sebastian. The next time and every time somebody asks you, hey, how are you? You have to say at least one sentence. You're going to notice the growth. And when you give your speaking answers, I encourage you to do what you want to do. You said you like that I have the freedom to use different vocabulary and my answers are not too structured. That's correct. That's the overall speaking fluency that we're going for. That's what we need for a 26 on TOEFL speaking.
Mm.
What do you think about that? If there's something you don't like or you want to ask me or challenge me on, that's okay. I want to hear what you honestly think. Do you think you can start doing that every day when somebody asks you how you're doing? Do you think you can do that every time you practice your speaking answers, or maybe you have a different idea?
Yeah, no, I think definitely you can. There are a lot of opportunities during the day to use it as a TOEFL speaking practice.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. You know, you know more language than I do. I only know one language and you know two. So always remember that you are smarter with language than I am, and that most people are who only know one language. So don't ever be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, because what that's going to do, like you said earlier, is improve your speaking. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes. That's how we improve. That's how I improve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Hey, Sebastian, how are you?
I'm good. It was a good day. I feel a little tired because there were a lot of things I had to do today,
Mm,
but I feel good.
okay.
How about
Okay.
you?
I'm good. It was too hot yesterday and I exercised for too long. But last night and this morning, I made sure to drink a lot of water, and I'm going to continue to drink more water and sports drinks today to rehydrate from yesterday. Yes. All right. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
We're teaching ourselves to brainstorm, to think on the spot. All right.
Yeah, that's a good exercise.
Okay, very good. All right, so we can look to finish up in a minute or two here. Do you have anything else you want to say or that you want to ask, either about this question number 3 or speaking in general?
Um, well, not really. I think what you just said was very good. I think the most important is for me right now, according to what you just said, is really like going further in my explanation, even if I don't feel comfortable. So in that way, I
Right,
can learn more words, more sentences.
right. At first, when you start doing this today and tomorrow with your TOEFL speaking answers, and when people ask you, how are you won't feel comfortable at first. You will make mistakes at first. And you're still going to do it because you're not doing it to feel comfortable. You're not doing it to speak perfectly. Why are you doing it, Sebastian?
to to improve my um. Are you talking about speaking the TOEFL
Yes,
test?
I'm talking about being a physical therapist in the US of A.
Yeah.
That's bigger, better, and more important than feeling comfortable or people noticing that you make mistakes. That's not as important as you realizing your dream, getting a 26 on TOEFL speaking and being a physical therapist. Are you going to do it?
Yeah, I will.
All
I'll
right.
do it. I'll do it.
Okay, the next time we have at our next class, I want to hear at least one example of when you have done this.
Okay.
Tell me how it went, tell me how it felt, and tell me if that helped you reach 26 on TOEFL speaking, if that helped you improve your speaking.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, very good. Okay, let's look to end this live stream and then you and I can continue.
Mhm.